Good afternoon, guys. I have received an email from Vishwajit, and this is what he has actually written. Need to get number of days from a date range for a particular employee, and sheet has a date list which has also duplicate values. I want to get the number of days worked for a particular employee, right? So this is what he has actually written, and I have uploaded this, downloaded this file, and this is what the file looks like. So he has these headers, as you can see here, employee name and productive hours. Then there are some other headers as well, and we have the dates here. So let me tell you actually what is his query. What he wants to do is he wants to prepare a dashboard, wherein he or his team or his manager, whenever they insert some date here from date and let's say to date, right? So if somebody wants to check, let's say from the 1st of this August till 15th of August, the number of working days, for the employee, let's say Neeraj, then that should be populated here, right? So this is what he's actually looking for, and for this is so I have actually seen this, and it's a very good question. So I thought, again, that go ahead and upload the video so that you guys can actually see that, how we can actually uh, have a solution, create a solution for this great exercise, for this great problem. So the point is a couple of things which you need to take care before I start, immediately working on this. You have the employee name, you have the dates, and this is what exactly we are actually going to deal with. Rest of the headers, we really don't need that, because what we want is if somebody right here Neeraj, then the number of working days between this 1st and the 15th, it should be populated here. Now the typical part of this problem is that, if you have a date repetition here, then that should be counted as one. Now for example, you see here I have this Neeraj. Let me just filter this and show you. If I click here on the 1st Feb and press OK, and then I again go ahead and let's say I click on the Neeraj, right? So now I have just one date, but what if let me just show you somebody, who has dates more than once. Like for example, in this case, we can filter on Gyan, and you'll see that what exactly I'm trying to say. Now Gyan is being repeated here 4 times and on the same date, right? So Vishwajit, he actually wants that while calculating this, we should count this day as one. So in any day where we have multiple entries, it should be treated as one entry. In a very if I have to explain you in very simple language, then this would be the case, right? Any number, any date which is coming once or maybe more than once, it should be treated as one, and the date which is missing, obviously that should not be counted, right? So now if I type in here as, let me just remove the filter. If I type here Gyan, and if I type here that, 1st till 15, then what are the dates this person has? He has worked on those dates. For example, let me just filter this. Now you can see here that I have here 1st Feb, so ideally this should be as 1, and then this is going to be my 3rd March, which 1st March, which is going to again counted as second entry, and then that's it. So I should get actually the number of days here as 2. So the duplicacy should not be counted here, right? So I really found this very interesting, and so I must tell you that in last week, I have received 3 emails, and all the 3 emails were really wonderful. And I will, at the end of the video, I'll tell you that what all those questions were, and I have even, in fact, uploaded the video there as well, right? So let us quickly go ahead and try to work on this. So what we want to do is, first of all, the problem with this dashboard or exercise is this, that you really have the 2 options here to select the dates, right? First, initially I thought, maybe we can do some kind of like we can have a countif function, or maybe a function which can actually we can maybe work on the arrays, and through that we can filter out all the duplicate values. But the point is, we just don't need the days on these dates, but between these dates as well, whatever the number of days are there. So Now we want to make this dashboard in a way, we want to prepare the formulas so that between this first and 15, whatever the dates falls, it should be counted, including from and to as well, right? So what I thought of is, first of all, uh, as we have written here name, let us do one thing. First of all, quickly set up this, take this helper column and do one thing, say equals to this date, right? And now I'm going to insert a formula which would say that if, now you have to see this is very interesting. If my this date is, uh, let's say is, I would say is greater than or equals to this date, okay, not greater than, but I'm saying less than, then what should happen? Then that means if I'm still on this, date, or maybe a date which is shorter than this 15th of August, then I would like to increment this value by 1, a date by 1. And if it is not the case, then that means I will be, in a position where I have utilized this date, where I have reached to this, date, exceeded the this value, which is 15th of August, and that could be 16, 17, 18, and so on, right? So there I would like to create a space. So now we need to put the referencing here, the dollars here, because we want to do this comparison throughout. And however, M2 I will keep open. Remember, M2 is this 1st of August. So the moment I drag this, you see what will happen. See this. Now I'm getting the dates here till 16th of August. So let's do one thing. Maybe we can do some couple of adjustments here so that we should have only the 15th of August. So what I did is I said that this date, which is M2, and then later on M3, M4, M5, and so on, every date is now going to be compared with this date. And wherever my this if formula sees that this date is now going to be exceeded, like in this case, it is 15th of August. So here what is happening, if I press F2, you can see here that this 15th of August and this date, right, this is no more lesser than this. So M16, which is this, is not lesser than this value which is in my J column, right? J, I guess 3. So yeah, J3. So what is happening is, since it is not going to be lesser than this, so it is simply saying space, right? So now what will happen is, this is the series which we have created. If I write here 10, see what will happen. Your dates will automatically, auto populate accordingly. So the 11th is now going to be, bigger than this 10th of August. So if will go on the false parameter, and there I'll get the space. So the function is working, but you will see only the dates between these two parameters. So I know that, for many of you this would be looking amazing, right? And so whatever the date you'll put here, maybe if you put here second, you see that this is going to be only the 2 dates here. Now I have not put any programming in front of you. It is simply just a if function, right? So if function is again this is a simple if. We have just put in the 2 parameters, true and false. So that's how you can by people generally think that you can actually make the powerful things only by combining the big formulas, and by combining maybe more than 2 formulas, 3 formulas, and even when we talk about the nested if, so they are the powerful ones, but it is not exactly the same. It depends upon the situation. Now here I have just simply used one if, and you can see here that the beauty of this function is, if I increase the date here, this will be picked only to that date. The rest of the dates are going to be blank, right? So that's the thing which is the most important thing. So now I have all the dates, and now individual dates are there. So now we can actually do our calculation on these dates. But before that, what we want to do is, we want to concatenate this name with this date, so that we can make this unique identity, right? So press the F4, freeze the this name part, so that when I drag this, let me just double click, you see here that we don't have anything over here, so that's why it is showing us the blank entry, right? Only the name of the person. But here I have name of the person and the date as well. Now you have created this name, obviously in this cell, you will not write 2 names, so there will be always a one name, So either it has to be Rohan, it has to be Neeraj, I mean whatever the name you have, right? So the idea is to give this a unique identity, which that's why I have actually added these dates. Now what you need to do is insert a column here in your main table here, and I'll just give this name as concatenate. Can name whatever you want to give, and let me just reduce this width so that we can see the entire sheet, and we don't require these parameters, so that's why I'm just trying to decrease the width, right? Alright, now do one thing guys, just simply concatenate this name with this date, so you'll have the same combination here as you have in the column M, right? So we have concatenated all the things here. Now what you need to do is understand the logic. I hope this is clear to you by now what we have done here. So we've created the dates, whatever the date would be there, between these from and to. And then what happens, because we are looking only for one particular employee, whose records are to be there between these dates which we want to count. So we concatenated this name, with all the dates, with these dates, right? Now similarly, I have done the concatenation here as well, so that I can make a similar things in the main database as well as in your table as well, so that we can correlate. In order to work on the VLOOKUP, we have to set up a formula, we have to set up something in a way that both things should actually talk to each other, should converse with each other. So that's why we created this concatenation of name and date, and similarly this is what we have done here. Now for Gyan, the combination of 1st of August would be checked here by using the VLOOKUP, right? So this is what we are going to do. Since I have data here in the Feb month, so let me do one thing. Let me change this to 1st of Feb, and here I'll change this to 2nd of Feb, right? So now what we are actually going to do is we are going to say that VLOOKUP, look up this value, which is a concatenation of this name and date in this table, and then the column index number has to be 1 because we have just one column, right? And now we have got the value here. Now you know that, right? I hope I assume that you must be knowing the VLOOKUP. In case if you don't know the VLOOKUP, no problem, watch this video and then later on go to my VLOOKUP category there, and you can watch the VLOOKUP videos over there. They are very classy videos, very advanced level videos. I'll show you in the end how you can actually go there and check out those videos through my website or through my YouTube channel, whatever way suits you. Now what we need to do is so we have already prepared this, and I'm just simply going to double click on this, right? So now what is happening is, let me press F2 and show you. Now this is being looked up into this table, and they are trying to find. So nowhere you see that we have got this Gyan after Feb, right? So let's do one thing quickly. Let's quickly check if we are correct or not. So I'm going to filter this, and here as you can see here that after the 1st of Feb I have 1st of March. So maybe I can try to do some changes here. Let's do one thing. Let me change this to 2, and let me change this to 3rd of February, right? Now let's see. Let me remove the filter. Right now you see here that I've got here the 2nd Feb as well. So we should have got there 3rd Feb as well. I'm not sure why it has not picked, so maybe we can go again and see that maybe there is some date mistake. So I'll click here and I see that alright, so I think the problem was this: I forgot to change the month of the Feb, so I'll make it 2, right? So now you can remove the filter and you can see. So you see here that whatever the value VLOOKUP will find in this table, it will revert you, and rest of the things will be given to you as a error, right? So what it means that if VLOOKUP is going to give you the error, then that means this value for this date, this person for this date, 1st Feb, 2nd Feb and so on, is not available, right? So there are a number of ways of doing this, but I think this is going to be the coolest tip I can think of right now, and this is what I'm going to say is error. So if VLOOKUP is error, then it is going to return me the true. In case if it is not an error, then it is going to give me the false, which you can see here, right? Because we have the values here, so the values are being returned here, and the values will be returned only when you will see these this person within this date in this main table, right? So that's why for all those values where we have false, that means the value is there, and for all those we have the true, that means the value is not there, the error is there, because we have, remember, applied the is error formula. So I guess now the things are very clear. So for the false, those are the number of days where we can have this student in our database. So what you can do is simply come to this. This is the format which Vishwajit has shared with me. This is not my format, remember that, right? So I'll say that in this range, now simply go ahead and count on the false. So you have 3 entries, which means this person has worked from 1st Feb till 5th of Feb 3 times, right? You can check here, we can quickly come here and we can write here Gyan. We can see now, as I was telling you, that this is the 1st of Feb, this is getting repeated, so it will be treated as just one. And then after 2nd of Feb, this is the second entry, and then we have this one, 3rd of February again. So this is going to be my 3rd, right? Rest of the things are not included because of the fact that I have not increased my range. This is the 1st of March. So in our date, we have not written here, 1st of March, right? Maybe we can go ahead and check for the Neeraj as well. So let me just write here Neeraj. Now you can see here that Neeraj is coming twice. So let us quickly check if we are correct or not. So I'm going to say here Neeraj. And now here let's see that. So 1st of Feb, this is 1 and this is 2, right? That's it. Rest, this is the March, this is the April month, right? And that is not something we are looking forward to because our date criteria is in the Feb only, right? So now one thing more I would like to tell you, you need to ensure a couple of things. First of all, when you send this to your team or maybe to anyone else, right? If your data is this going to be remain intact, if this is going to remain same and it will not have any changes in the future, then that's fine. You need not to tell anyone to drag this formula which we have dragged here in the column G. But in case if you have some more entries, then whosoever is operating that dashboard, you have to tell them every time you have some new entries, this table, this column G has to be dragged, right? So that it can pick up these values, right? And similarly, you need to again remember one thing. Now what is the limit of dragging this formula, these column N and O? It simply depends, whether you want this dashboard on the monthly basis, quarterly basis, or like what. Because right now if I write here, let's say 31st of March, then that this would require 90 days, almost 90 days, like 3 months. So you have to drag this formula up to 90 values so that every time these numbers can be picked. Now you see that your table is ending up at 28th of Feb. The reason being because 28th of Feb is the last day of this once you start with the Feb, and I have actually what I did is when I was preparing this Excel sheet, I dragged this formula only to 30 cells. So in case if you are sure that it could go beyond 30 days, then accordingly you have to drag this, and similarly your values will be picked up, and similarly this formula should be there, and of course this formula should be there. So this is something you need to take care of. And also once you send this file to somebody, just hide them. Obviously you do not want to distract a user from these points which you have done. These are the column helpers which we have used, and we really don't want to share this with the team, right? Only maybe in case if you want them to work on this, you can tell them that you can later unhide the sheets and you can work, you can extend the range. But once you're through with that, just hide them so that your dashboard should look neat and clean, right? So I hope this tip works for you. And there are many other videos as well. As I've said, there are almost like 120 videos already uploaded on Excel VBA. So guys, what you can do is you can actually go to my website as well. Now I have launched this website 2 weeks back, and from here you can go and check all the content, go to the Excel training and training courses what I actually provide online. And similarly you can go for the VBA training, and you can click on this training course and you'll see that what training I provide in VBA, right? And in case if you're looking for the VBA tutorials, maybe the videos, you can click again here on the this video tutorial portion, and similarly on the Excel training, on the Excel video tutorial. If you click here, let me just show you. These are the videos which you can see. Now these are the videos which are available on the YouTube as well. You can watch them, but in case if you want to access it through my website, you can click on any of these videos according to the subject line and the main category, which is like in this case we have the advanced formatting cells, how you format the cells, so how you prepare the charts, so these are all the videos on the charts and count family, and this is the dashboard family, right? So this is what exactly you can actually see according to the category. Now here I was talking about, so this video which I have just shared with you, this is I'm going to upload on this category, and there are already 5 videos uploaded here. So this website is in process, and very soon I will be able to upload all the 120 videos. Otherwise you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. Whenever I'll upload some video, you will be able to you'll get the intimation, and so that is going to give you good amount of idea that whenever I'm uploading the videos, what kind of a videos I'm uploading, and you can go there and you can see the stuff, right? So I hope that you had a good time today watching this, and this must have increased your knowledge. And in case if it is, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please click on the like, because this always helps. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll come up with some more interesting question. Thank you so much. Bye bye.